Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube. A review for you today. So this is for my good friend Barry, aka WWE Biggest Fan 1997, who wanted me to review a pay-per-view from 2002 from WWE or WWF, because they had that weird changeover with the logo, didn't they? Which we'll go into in a bit. Yeah, I decided to go with this one because I haven't watched it for a while. I thought I'd watch it back again all the way through properly and yeah, give my thoughts and opinions on it. I was going to go with Judgment Day, but I remember doing that one. It was a couple of years ago for my good friend Nathan, the wrestling guy. It might need a revisit at some point because the camera quality was quite shit back then when I did that one. I haven't gone back to see what it was like, how it turned out, that review, but it's still available at the moment. But if I ever do redo that, I will delete the other one, if that makes sense. But anyway, moving forward with this review then, for you, Barry, my good friend, over in the US. So we have, as I said, Insurrextion 2002, the last UK pay-per-view held at Wembley Stadium in London. That was until Money in the Bank from last year, 2023, I do believe. And obviously they don't call them pay-per-views anymore now. It's premium live events. But yeah, but back then, pay-per-views. And that's what I still, to this day, call them. I know it's a pain in the ass, but bear with me, guys. Yeah, so as I was saying, this was brought to my attention, what I'm about to tell you now, a few months ago, or it might have been last year actually. I'm just not very good at keeping up with time at the moment. My good friend Eli over in the US was telling me that this was the last pay-per-view to have the WWF logo in the arena. I thought it was Judgment Day 2002. But no, this was the last one to have the WWF logo before they switched over just a few days after this to the WWE scratch logo for the copyright reasons to do with the World Wildlife Fund. So yeah, we got an awesome looking cover actually. I don't mind this one. I like how we start with a bit of tinted blue and it just blends in and goes red towards the top. Got various pictures there. So at the very top we have, is that Stone Cold Steve Austin? Yes, so we have Stone Cold Steve Austin at the very top there. We have Trish Stratus, Triple H, The Undertaker, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin again here at the bottom. 15 certificate here in the UK, Silver Vision release. There's the spine. There's the disc and some adverts. Cover that dickhead up. Yes, we got Triple H on the front of Backlash cover there, and the NWO back in black. Sorry, guys. Yeah, and we have Insurrextion advertised in here, and Judgment Day as well, and the contact details, phone number, website, and address for Silver Vision to order from back in the day. So there's a few screenshots at the top of the DVD back artwork there. So we have from left to right, Big Show, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker and Triple H. We have Jeff Hardy leaping onto Brock Lesnar. And then we have Eddie Guerrero and Rob Van Dam at the very bottom there. So this was held May 4th, 2002 in London, England at the Wembley Stadium Arena. 9,308 people in attendance that day. I don't have a buy rate figure, unfortunately, guys, so I can't provide those details for that. I'm going to go through match by match from bottom to top as they are listed here on the back. This isn't the order the pay-per-view went out in. I just didn't want to complicate things for myself. The matches, that is. So we'll do it that way, work from bottom to top. So I'll give as best details I can and my own opinions best I can for each match, give it a rating, and then I'll give it an overall rating at the end. So, as the bottom match suggests, it's a Divas tag team match. So we had Jazz and Molly Holly take on Trish Stratus and Jacqueline. Yeah, this was an okay female tag team match. Not a lot to report on this one, really. The finish was, I don't know, not lazy or anything. It was quite interesting. It was quite a rarity. We don't often see. It's like a double pin, so Trish and Molly covering both Jazz and Jacqueline at the same time for a double pin. Ref does the both hands, 1, 2, 3, double pin. Yeah, it's not a classic match by any means, but I give it a 2 out of 5 star rating. So next on the list we have Spike Dudley against William Regal for the European Championship. And Spike went into this one as European champion. He had previously beaten William Regal on the episode of Raw, I do believe, with the help of some brass knuckles to surprise William Regal and, defeat him and become European champion. And this is quite a huge accomplishment for Spike Dudley. I don't mean that in a disrespectful kind of way. I always did like the European Championship, and having Spike Dudley as European champion is quite interesting. Yeah, I did like that. And the match between them both on this pay-per-view wasn't a classic by any means. We had, I think Spike had it could have been a kayfabe injury to his ankle, which William Regal was trying to work on. And I thought he was going to pick up the victory, but luckily Spike managed to retain, which was pretty cool. And good to see Spike keep hold of the European Championship on this one. And William Regal, losing in his home country was a bit unexpected, but, it happened. I kind of thought that he would have won it back here, but that wasn't the case. I give this one a 2.5 stars out of 5. And then we move on to the Hardy Boys versus Shawn Stasiak and Brock Lesnar, who has Paul Heyman with him. So when Brock Lesnar started out his debut in WWF/WWE at this time, he immediately started a feud with the Hardy Boys. He pretty much destroyed Jeff Hardy in a singles match, then Matt Hardy not long after that, and that set up pretty much this match here at this pay-per-view. Actually, saying that, I think they did have a handicap match at Backlash. I'm just going to check that now. And they did? Can't even find it on there, guys. I'm pretty sure they did. Oh no, it was Jeff Hardy against Brock Lesnar. Beg your pardon. No, they didn't have a handicap match then. But it's... it was that match I was referring to, I guess, where Jeff got pretty much destroyed against Brock. But anyway, we go into this tag team match. Before we go into this tag team match, Brock Lesnar sent a threatening warning to Shawn Stasiak, who had this weird gimmick where he's talking to himself, Planet Stasiak or something, and when someone else is having a conversation with him, he kind of acknowledges it, but then goes back to listening to the voices in his head, kind of like a schizophrenic kind of thing going on. I guess that's how I would explain it. Just my opinion, though. And anyway, Brock Lesnar gave him a threat, saying, you know what I mean, that beating that I gave you recently, I will dish out again if you mess this match up for us. Just stay out the ring, let me do all the work, basically. Something along those lines. I can't remember it word for word. I should have written it down, really, shouldn't I? But it doesn't matter. Anyway, moving on to the match. So it was a pretty one-sided match, I would say, in Brock Lesnar and Shawn Stasiak's favour. Even though Stasiak didn't tag in for most of the match, Brock just destroyed the Hardy Boys, as you would expect. He was just a fucking beast. An absolute monster. And the Hardys worked together to get Lesnar in the corner and dish out a little bit of a beat down on him. And while he's trying to recover, Stasiak decides to tag himself in. And that's when it all goes downhill for Team Lesnar. And it costs Lesnar and Stasiak the match. Stasiak gets the pin, takes the pin even. And I guess this was Brock Lesnar's first official defeat, even though he didn't lose by pinfall or submission himself, but his team lost. So it goes down in the record books as a defeat, I guess, doesn't it? And I think a lot of people forget about this early on in the career of Brock Lesnar in his rookie year. Sorry. And yeah, after the match, Brock just goes absolutely fucking nuts, destroys the Hardys, and then beats the shit out of Sean Stasiak. Brilliant stuff. But yeah, I give that one a match rating of 3 out of 5 stars. I was very entertained by this. It was always a pleasure to watch Brock Lesnar in his rookie year. Good stuff. Next up, we had Bradshaw take on X-Pac of the NWO. Bradshaw had previously at Backlash took on Scott Hall, and I think Scott Hall defeated him from what I remember. And yeah, this was quite an interesting one. We had it was like a David versus Goliath kind of match. So yeah, Bradshaw being Goliath, X-Pac being David. But even though X-Pac was the heel and the underdog, kind of, he did take advantage from an exposed turnbuckle, from what I can remember, and managed to bust open Bradshaw. And he just threw everything he could at him offensively. And obviously we had run-ins from NWO members. And yeah, it was a bit of a shitty finish, I guess, but it was entertaining to say the least. Give it 2.5 stars out of 5. X-Pac also, I must say, he came out with a Kane mask on because the NWO had previously beaten down Kane and stole his mask. So yeah, they were well, X-Pac, sorry, was sporting Kane's actual mask as he came out with his ring entrance. I should have said that at the beginning before talking about the match. My notes are a bit back to front here. Sorry, guys. Next up, Hardcore Championship match. Steven Richards, the Hardcore Champion, against Booker T. Now, I think I might have mentioned this before, guys. So, my opinions on how Booker T was treated after WCW had folded and he had joined the WWE, I thought it was an absolute joke. And Hardcore Championship division, it didn't suit Booker T's wrestling style, and it kind of shows in this match as well, because both of them didn't really take advantage of the hardcore rules stipulation using many weapons. Instead, we had Booker T and Steven Richards focusing more on their wrestling rather than the hardcore side of things, if that made sense. So hardly any weapons got used in the match. And I didn't mind that because, as I said, the hardcore side of things doesn't suit Booker T. That's just my opinion, though. It's not his style of wrestling. Obviously, it is for Steven Richards because, you know, him being an ECW original and everything else prior to this. And yeah, like as I said, though, it was good to see them wrestle pretty much an ordinary match under hardcore rules for the Hardcore Championship. And it was cool because Booker T actually picked up the victory and became Hardcore Champion. But out comes Crash Holly, you know, those fucking 24/7 rules. He rolls up Booker T, becomes Hardcore Champion. Then Booker T wins it back again and becomes Hardcore Champion again. Then Just Incredible and, is it Tommy Dreamer, I think it was, that came out and attacked Booker T. Booker T managed to fight them off, but then was met with Jazz coming out to help Steven Richards deliver a beatdown to poor Booker T, and Steven Richards became Hardcore Champion once again. I give this match a 3.5 out of 5 star rating because I found it entertaining, and as I said, I'm glad Booker T and Steven Richards decided to put together a proper traditional wrestling match rather than have a hardcore match, because, as I said, in my opinion, you guys might have a different opinion on it, but Booker T, hardcore rules just isn't his style. moving on. We had Eddie Guerrero versus Rob Van Dam. Just finding that in my notes because this isn't in the correct order. I do believe this was the first match on the show, actually. So, yeah, here we go. Right, so yeah. Eddie Guerrero versus Rob Van Dam, the kings of the 5-star frog splash, I guess, against each other. This is really cool. I didn't mind this match at all. It kind of sucked, though, with a shitty DQ finish after Eddie Guerrero decided to attack the referee. I would have liked a better outcome for this, but it protects both the champion and Rob Van Dam. So I guess it was a good idea to finish it like that, but I don't know. I give it a 3 stars out of 5 match rating. And then we had Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Big Show. And The Big Show had recently joined the NWO as well. I think Ric Flair was a special guest referee for this match as well. And Stone Cold fucking worked his ass off, beating the shit out of the big guy, twice his size Big Show. Also fending off attacks from the NWO. I think Kevin Nash come in and tried to hammer, with an actual hammer, attack Stone Cold, but he managed to stunner him and get rid of him. Then he took out Big Show and then picked up the victory. Afterwards, Ric Flair wanted to celebrate with him, so they had a beer together, but this was the best part of the match. Austin stunnered Ric Flair. That just made my fucking day. Cool stuff. I give this one a 3.5 out of 5-star rating, just because of the entertainment and watching Austin, you know, the badass he is, open a can of whoop ass on NWO members, and Ric Flair at the end. Good stuff. Then we went on to the main event. We had Triple H versus The Undertaker. This was a solid main event, and could have gone either way, really. Well, the most memorable thing from this match for me is when Undertaker got Irish whipped into the ropes, sorry, and one of the top ropes had collapsed and came away from the turnbuckle, and yeah, it was just bugging me after that had happened throughout the match. Another noted thing I wanted to say about it is when Triple H pulled Undertaker off the top rope, off the top turnbuckle, sorry, and JR said something like, Triple H just jerked off Undertaker, and then had a pause, and then he said, from the top turnbuckle. I had a little chuckle about that. I thought, yeah, some funny commentary there from good old JR. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, like I said, solid main event. Triple H picking up the victory. I think this might have been a #1 contenders match for the WWF Championship. I could be wrong though. I didn't write that down in my notes. Apart from that though, I hope I haven't missed anything else out on this pay-per-view. But I didn't give the star rating for that match, did I, guys? Sorry. I give that one a 3 out of 5 for that match. And yeah, after this pay-per-view, on the journey home from the UK to the United States, we had the infamous plane ride from hell, which cost Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig their jobs with the company. And I think Ric Flair and Goldust got into a lot of shit as well. I think they might have been suspended or had their pay docked or something. I don't know. I didn't really look into that. But they didn't get a contract release. It was just the other two, Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall. Also, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think he has one more pay-per-view appearance on Judgment Day, and then he's pretty much done with the company not long after this, because he didn't want to lose to Brock Lesnar in a King of the Ring qualifier not long after this. I think it might have been a month or two after this. And yeah, he just left the company because he didn't want to do it like that. I kind of understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I understand why the WWE wanted to have Austin stare at the ceiling in favour for Brock Lesnar, if that made sense. But anyway, enough of me ranting and raving. I enjoyed watching this pay-per-view. It wasn't a classic by any means, and obviously the storylines that were going on Raw, SmackDown, and the other main pay-per-views that get held in the US, like Backlash and Judgment Day, didn't really play a part in this UK exclusive pay-per-view, but it was still fun to watch. I give it a 6 out of 10. I think on the extras we had Kurt Hennig against Goldust. I didn't watch the extras though, guys. That's something I did miss out on. So unfortunately, I can't really give much opinions or comments in regards to that. I hope you've enjoyed this review today, guys, and you too, Barry. Hope you've enjoyed this one, mate. I'll try and get you another 2002 pay-per-view review done at some point. I'm not sure when. I really couldn't say. But give me a thumbs up if I deserve one today. Comment, as I've said. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Always a pleasure, guys. You all stay safe, take care, and I'll catch you again soon for another video. Goodbye for now.